Here we have a beautiful Sansui SR-717 that I just finished getting working again. And I'm going to show you exactly what I had to do to get it back in business. First problem is that the Tonearm mount was completely broken. Here's the carnage from underneath. So we had to disconnect the Tonearm wires from the output ports on the back of the turntable. Took a good picture of how they were connected. With the wire disconnected, we could remove the broken parts and assess the damage. I'll take this. This broke off inside of this. Right, so this screw thing was inside here and nothing was holding this mount in place. So what I did was, I'll show you. I ended up doing plastic welding here to reaffix this as best I can. Now I just used, I don't know if you ever use one of these. This is like a bumper repair kit, but it melts plastic. So I use that, and I actually melted some L-shaped metal in various places around this to give it some more strength. And it seems to be, I'm hoping it's good enough. So, you know, as you can see, when I put this on here, it sits correctly now. So I will be able to get back underneath this and, you know, reattach this, and hopefully it will hold up. But I mean, you can't get these parts anymore, and I'm not going to buy another turntable just to get parts. I'm just trying to see if I can get this thing to work. One of the things I'm struggling with is this 33 speed selector button will not stay down. 45 does. 33 does not. Now, all right, I think I solved the mystery of these buttons in this SR-717 Sansui turntable. What I did is, I got wild and crazy. First thing I did is remove this piece right here, which was kind of in the way. To do that, I had to take off one of these, I'll call it a C-clip. And I was able to get that out of the way. With that out of the way, I removed this little goodie, which was also on by one of those C-clips. It goes right there. Then I exposed the buttons. I'll stick one of these buttons in here so you can see it. It was like this, and it had just an O-ring, rubber O-ring right there that held it in place. So I removed both of those. Then I was cleaning them up, and you notice this washer looking thing was part of each one of them. I'm trying to think, all right, well, how would that work? What does, you know, what's going on here? And you can look kind of down in the hole. And it looks like, I don't know, there's dirt, scum, maybe adhesive down there. And I started to tinker here a little bit. And what I found is, see that? See how that's actually magnetic on one side. Well, it looks like it's magnetic on both. I think what's happening is, actually it's stronger in that direction. I think what these things were glued into the bottom there, so that when this button goes down, they would magnetically be held down. And over time, that glue simply failed. So I think all I got to do is glue them glue those back down in there, and we'll be back in business. So anyways, I'm going to give it a try, see what happens. Okay, it's the next day. My cement was able to bind, and I put the buttons back in and put the O-rings on, as you can see. And now these actually have what appears to be good action on them. You see that magnetic appeal wants to hold them, pull them down. And I can feel resistance when I'm pushing up. So I'll go ahead and put this back together, and we'll see how whether it toggles correctly. Well, while we're in here, thought I'd explain how this lifter works. So with the lifter, what I'm talking about is this mechanism on the Tonearm. Okay, it's basically, as you can see, this is entirely mechanical here. This presses up, and then you release it, it will slowly drop down. Ever so slowly. So this comes through here, makes contact on this plate right there. And then this is entirely mechanical, right? So this is simply a lever that goes up here, and this, the off position, notice nothing changes underneath. The on position, nothing changes. But when you go to the, what is that, play position, as you notice here, look over my, watch over here. See how that drops? It's a simple lever that's pressed down over here by this mechanism. Totally mechanical, no electronics involved. It's just a matter of having everything positioned correctly. I find working on turntables to be a little tricky because you got some pieces come out from the top, some pieces from the bottom, and it's tricky. So at this point, I just want to kind of get this back together enough that I can see if we're spinning the turntable at the proper speed. And in order to do that, I want to get feet back on. I got to reconnect a couple wires. So you're welcome to watch how I've manipulated into this thing. Unfortunately with this one, the way this is done, you got this board right here that's in the way of everything. And it's a little tricky because we don't have good access to some of the wiring from the top. So trying to hold it up in position or take screws off, you gotta be ambidextrous. I had to disconnect a couple of connectors in order to get this work, get access to it, so now I have to redo these connectors. It's not really easy for me to show it to you because they're hidden for what I'm doing. So just bear with me. All right. If we can put our platter back on there. Okay. Plug it in. Turn the off position. Go to the on position. And she spins. Looks like we're in 45 right now. So if I come over here to my strobe, move you over. I don't know if you could be able to see this, but turn this off. Maybe you can see it a little better. Okay, 45. I think 45 is going to be the very bottom ring. Oh, dial her in. Oh, there it is. I think that's about, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but those dots are almost holding still. That's good. Let's shift to 33. 33. 33 is going to be the second ring. Let's try and dial that in. I think we got speed here. Right around there. That looks pretty good. Wow. We might be onto something here. Okay, well, it's kind of exciting. For me, anyways. Okay, I'm back. So now we're coming to the dicey part. This is the part I've been dreading. I think everything's ready to go, but I got to get the tone arm back on it. So, if there's going to be cussing and swearing, this is where it's going to happen. Pretty sure of that. So I'm going to start out by loosening up these screws again. So I'm going to cut to the chase here. I got it pulled apart again, and then I got that screw put in that goes in the bottom of the control panel. And once that was done, we're able to get back in there and get access to where the tone arm goes. So we had to pull that electronics panel off yet again, kind of set it aside, and go from there. Well, I cannot tell a lie. It took me quite a bit of messing around, maybe 2-3 attempts, to get this tone arm placed and spin that mounting piece on from the bottom in such a way that I thought it was going on with the least resistance possible. Obviously, I didn't want to over tighten it because I just don't know how strong that repair really is. But I got it on there, and I think it's on well enough. I feel pretty good about it. So we'll just move forward. I think the tone arm is being held in place now by this. It's not tight enough, but I'm gonna try and get some of this wiring in place before I go any further. Now this comes out the back because that's where we have to do our soldering of those wires to the plate. Now we're at the point where I've got to tighten this as far as I'm going to tighten it, right here, this thing. And just take my chances that I got it right. I mean, it's tone arm's still moving a little bit up here, so I'll snug it down a little bit. A little more. I just don't want to go too far. If I snug too tight, I don't know. All right, that feels pretty good to me. The last thing I have to do is connect this ground. Shoot. Ah! It's down on the floor. No! 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 Crap! Okay. Tone arm is on. Yay! I'm gonna have to reattach this, do some soldering. So we'll get this cleaned up, we'll get her soldered, and then we can try it out. Well, I'd love to say that soldering these little wires on here is a piece of cake, but that would be a lie. That would be a lie. Not only are they almost impossible for me to see them, but as you can see, I use a tweezers to hold the damn things. Now I gotta get this green and black hooked here yet. All right, here we go. Well, I think I'm good. I'll get out the multimeter. Make sure I get connectivity all the way through here. Okay, she spins. I had to replace that 1 amp fuse in there. I probably did something stupid, caused it to blow the fuse, but swapped in a new one, and we're in business. Fortunately, I have the original operating instructions for this turntable, along with the brochure, the marketing brochure. And the operating instructions give you some great detail on how to properly align and set up the Tonearm. And this one needed some work, obviously, with everything I had to do to it. So I've been through all that now, and I think I have the Tonearm in pretty good position. And I'm feeling pretty good about how it's running now. Okay, well, there you have it. Now you know what I had to do to get this beautiful Sansui turntable running again. I'm really in love with this thing. I might do a video about the features of it. I've learned a lot about turntables, and I have a pretty good understanding of what makes this a very nice turntable. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Would love to have you be a subscriber. Give me a like. Helps inspire me. Take care now. Bye-bye.